Hello students, welcome to our online video tutorial class. I think you have seen the previous video. In the previous video, we have actually discussed about ecosystem structure and another topic, that is ecological succession. I think you have understood whatever I have said in that video. So in that specific video at last, I have mentioned that I'll be making another new video based on the next topic, or rather last topic of this chapter. So this is the last video based on the chapter ecosystem structure and function. So let's see today which specific topic we will be discussing. We will be discussing today the topic that is biogeochemical cycle or nutrient cycling. First of all, when we will be starting this specific biogeochemical cycle, first we have to know that there are three parts in this specific word biogeochemical. First of all, bio word, it has come from the biological organism, or it has come from actually to make us understand about any living organisms. Geo word has come obviously from specifically geographical some substances or geographical some area for making us understand about that. And chemical word has come because of some specific reactions are also involved in these specific cycles, which are exclusively chemical reactions. So for making that understand, these cycles are commonly known as biogeochemical cycles, or very easily if you want to remember, you can just remember nutrient cycling. So what is this cycle? This cycle is actually a circular process through which various kinds of minerals and gaseous substances which are available in the atmosphere, they are getting consumed and again they will be returned to the same atmosphere, or they will be again recycled to the same atmosphere. So this specific circular process or these specific cycles are commonly known as biogeochemical cycles. Keep it in your mind, these biogeochemical cycles can be of two types. One is gaseous cycle, another one is a sedimentary cycle. Clear? So what is gaseous cycle? Gaseous cycle is a such kind of cycle where you can see the gaseous substances which are available in the atmosphere, they are only getting recycled in a circular manner. Okay. So that specific cycle is commonly known as gaseous cycle. Keep it in your mind, within the gaseous cycle, carbon dioxide cycle is there, oxygen cycle is there, nitrogen cycle is there. But according to our syllabus in this chapter, we will be discussing about only carbon dioxide or carbon cycle. Second cycle is that sedimentary cycle. That means in this cycle specifically whatever the minerals or mineral elements are available in the soil, those specific minerals are getting consumed by several organisms, and after a certain time those elements or minerals are again get recycled to our atmosphere. That means specifically the soil. So that specific cycle is known as sedimentary cycle. As an example, phosphorus cycle. Clear? So, first of all, now we will be starting the first geochemical cycle, that is the carbon cycle or carbon dioxide cycle. So, when we will be starting this cycle, keep it in your mind that how to represent this cycle. First of all, when we will start drawing this cycle, initially we will write atmospheric carbon dioxide at the top. Clear? That means the carbon dioxide which is available in the atmosphere. For making us understand, we are just writing this. After that, we will be writing these plants and animals. Clear? Keep it in your mind, from the plants, two different arrows, bidirectional arrow we have to draw. Why? Because plants are performing photosynthesis, so for that reason they need carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, and when they will perform the respiration, on that time they are releasing carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. So that's why two reversible arrows we have to give here for making understand that in one arrow, photosynthesis for that purpose plant is taking carbon dioxide, and in respiration they are returning carbon dioxide to the atmosphere. In another hand, where we have written animals, from there only one arrow will be projecting towards atmospheric carbon dioxide, because animals are only releasing carbon dioxide during the time of respiration. So, okay, this three arrow meaning is very much clear, or why we have given these three arrows, that is very much clear. Now, what we will do, from the plants as well as from the animals, we will give two arrows. And those two arrows are converging in a point, that is organic waste and the dead bodies. That means when the plants and animals are getting died, or when they are releasing their fecal matters, those things are actually mixing where? Those things are actually mixing into the soil. So for that reason, from those of the organisms, we have given two arrows to the organic waste and the dead bodies. Now, those organic waste or dead bodies, when they will get decomposed, or the decomposition process is happening, obviously that is done by the microorganisms. We all know that. Several kinds of decomposers and detritivores. So those microorganisms, during this decomposition process, those microorganisms are performing which process? Respiration. So when they will be performing the respiration, what is happening? Carbon dioxide is getting produced by them, and that is returning to the atmospheric CO2. Clear? Now the next point is that we will be coming to the left hand side. Here we will be drawing one small aquatic body. In that aquatic body we will be drawing small plants and small fishes. Here also we have to show 3 arrows. Why 3 arrows? Keep it in your mind, the small fishes are actually responsible for performing the respiration. Living organisms can perform respiration. So obviously from those small fishes we will be giving one arrow towards the atmospheric CO2, and we will be writing respiration at the side, because they are performing respiration and they are releasing carbon dioxide into atmosphere. Next, from those small plants, again 2 arrows we have to draw. One arrow will be going coming from the atmospheric CO2, to the aquatic plants. Another arrow from the aquatic plant to atmospheric CO2. Why? Because aquatic plants are also performing photosynthesis. So for that reason, the atmospheric CO2 remain dissolved into the water as in a form of dissolved CO2. So that is getting absorbed by the aquatic plant. And when the aquatic plants are performing respiration, on that time also they are releasing carbon dioxide into the water. It is remain initially in dissolved form, and after that it will be returned to the atmosphere. Okay, it will be get added with the atmospheric CO2 quantity. So that's why 2 arrows we have to give here. Keep it in your mind. Another thing, from this aquatic body we have to give 1 arrow towards downward, and we have to write here carbonate rock. That means the carbons are also getting sedimented under the soil in a form of rock, that is carbonate rock. Okay, calcium carbonate rock specifically. So for forming the calcium carbonate rock or the carbonate rock, carbon is very much required. So automatically from the aquatic body, that specific carbon or carbon dioxide rather, from the aquatic body specifically carbon or carbon dioxide specifically, those will be getting added into the carbonate rock, and it will be making gradually that quantity of the carbonate rock bigger day by day. So that carbon or carbon dioxide is getting added into the carbonate rock, as well as in the previous step I have told the microorganisms are decomposing the organic waste and dead bodies. So from there also they have got carbon, because each and every organic substances are made up of carbon. Without carbon it's not possible. So by the help of microorganisms also carbon is getting added into the carbonate rock. That means carbonate rock is forming just below the soil. So this part I think is I think you have understood properly. Now only one point is remaining, that is the fossil fuels. Here those animals or plants, when they will be get decomposed by the help of microorganisms. So after get decomposed, they are mixing in the soil and they are getting sedimented, they are getting actually under the soil. So year after year they are getting highly compressed by pressure, highly they are getting the temperature under the soil. So after a certain time they will be making the fossil fuels. So those fossil fuels, after the decomposition, those fossil fuels are getting combusted. Then they are again forming the carbon dioxide, and that carbon dioxide is getting added into the atmosphere. So that means we can actually see in this cycle, from the atmospheric CO2 only the carbon or the carbon dioxide rather, it is getting distributed to different aspects, and from different aspects again that carbon or carbon dioxide is returning to the atmospheric carbon dioxide quantity or atmospheric carbon dioxide pool. So from here we can actually clearly understood that how the carbon or carbon dioxide present in the atmosphere are getting recycled properly. Next thing is that, or next the cycle, that is the sedimentary cycle, that is the phosphorus cycle. We all know that our soils are actually containing the mineral that likes phosphorus. So let's see how the phosphorus is getting recycled. First of all, producers or plants are available in our atmosphere. They are giving their food, or they are actually passing the mineral nutrients to the consumer or animals via the food. Those consumers and animals, when they will be dying, automatically they will be forming detritus after that decomposition process or after fragmentation process. So when they will be making the detritus, as well as these plant products or plants, when they will be also dying, they will be making the detritus. That means within the detritus the mineral like phosphorus is available. Now those detritus are getting decomposed by the microorganisms like decomposers, and they will be just mixing into the soil, because detritus is such kind of substance which is actually produced by detritivores. There is no role of decomposer, but detritus will be again broken down, or it will be getting simpler more by the help of decomposers, and that specific decomposed substances, that means commonly known as humus, that will be added into the soil. Okay, so detritus is getting added into the soil. Now after adding those minerals into the soil, from that soil only again the minerals can get absorbed by the producer of the plant, because the plants are actually absorbing minerals from the soil during the time of photosynthesis, and those plants again just passing that or those elements or nutrients to the consumers, and after the death of plants and animals, both those minerals are again getting passed to the detritus, and again it is returning to the soil via decomposition process. So this is entirely a circular process. With that, one thing we have to just add it here, that is rock minerals. Phosphorus also is a sedimentary substances or mineral. So just below the soil there is obviously storage of the mineral. So from that rock mineral, by the process of weathering, the minerals are getting added continuously in the soil, because we can think, okay, there is a specific quantity of the mineral nutrient in the soil that is continuously getting recycled, but keep it in your mind, year after year, time after time, that quantity of the mineral is gradually increasing in the soil. How it is increasing? For that reason the rock minerals are present below the soil or under the soil. A continuous weathering of that specific rock mineral is adding more nutrients in the soil. Here also same thing, the carbonate rock, which is actually I have drawn here, that carbonate rock, if it will start weathering, or if when it is weathering, automatically the carbon is continuously getting added into the soil, and that soil is containing carbon mineral, and when the plant is performing photosynthesis, on that time they are taking carbon dioxide from the atmosphere directly, as well as carbon as a mineral from the soil. Okay, because carbonate rock is actually present there for adding more carbon minerals into the soil, and that is obtained by the plant directly. Okay, so this is the total topic whatever I have taught you. So study this part entirely. This is very easy, and how I have told you to draw the cycles, keep it in your mind, practice for 2 to 3 times. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you.